いいこと言うぜ。
Kausi tuuli tuulemaan, ilman raivo riikkimään. Saapui kalman kalpeana sillan siskoteen.
You're in the wrong hotel, me.
If you watched the last first frames, you would know that Madhouse is a spawn from previously discussed Mushi Productions, formed in 1972 with animators from Mushi Pro.
僕手塚さんと鉄腕アトム国産第1号と言われているテレビアニメから関わってきてるんですけど、関わっている中で手塚作品っていうのは鉄腕アトムと僕はジャングル大帝、その後はいろんな作品をいろんな形でやってきてる中で自分の何ですか表現方法っていうのかのもやっぱりいろんな作品
Rintaro, who directed Reign the Conqueror and Metropolis, 48 by 61, 48 times 61, Yona Yona Penguin, and episode 4 and 26 of Astro Boy in 1963, which was actually his directorial debut when he was working back at Mushi Productions.
こんにちは、スイタです。よろしくお願いいたします。
よろしくお願いします。
はい、さあ今回のゲストは明日のジョーでチーフディレクターを務められた出崎治さんです。
こんにちは、どうも。
出崎治さんは昭和18年11月に東京都で生まれました。高校時代に貸本漫画家としてデビューしました。そして電機メーカーに就職しましたが、鉄腕アトムに魅せられ虫プロダクションに入社しました。その後フリーランスの演出家として活躍しています。代表作にルパン三世、エースを狙え、ベルサイユのバラなどがあります。
出崎さんアニメの世界で長く活躍されてるんですけれど、そもそも最初にそのアニメの世界に入ろうと思われたきっかけは鉄腕アトムと伺ったんですけど、
はい、鉄腕アトムの時に入りました。鉄腕アトムっていうのがその日本のテレビアニメの最初の作品ですから、それがちょうどお正月から始まって、その年の秋に入ったんですけど、でも別にアニメファンとかなんだとかってじゃなくて、とにかくその頃アニメそれしかなかったわけだし、まだアニメーションっていう言葉もあんまりよくね。
Osamu Dezaki, director of Clannad, 5 of the Lupin III movies, the 4 Hamtaro films, Ashita no Joe, In the Beginning the Bible stories, yes, the Bible anime. He picked up directing it after Osamu Tezuka passed away, and a few original Astro Boy anime episodes. Also, the director of the anime we'll be discussing today.
川尻さんとしてはなぜそういうふうにアメリカで日本以上にヒットしたと思いますか？
ここまでその海外でいけるっていうふうには思ってなかったんだけど、アニメーションという手法で作る以上はやっぱり観客のターゲットとしてはかなり低減じゃない。時代劇ではあるけれども、なるべく時代背景みたいなもの、この対立構造、そういったものをシンプルに設定した中で、一番の見せ場である
Yoshiaki Kawajiri, who tends to mainly do storyboarding and key animation, but did in-between animation for Dororo, Ashita no Joe, more recently Attack on Titan, and Kimetsu no Yaiba. He's also directed anime as well, such as Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust and Ninja Scroll, being some of his more popular works.
So you started your career working at Mushi Production, founded by Osamu Tezuka, who was like the god of both manga and, from standpoints, the man who helped start this anime craze to begin with. What were some of the things that you learn from Tezuka while you were working under his wing?
僕が今ここにいるのは偶然手塚さんのところにいたせいだと思います。僕の DNA は手塚さんから全部いただいたものだと思ってます。
Masao Maruyama is more of a producer who produced Perfect Blue, Paprika, Street Fighter the Animated Series, not the movie sadly. Anyway, these guys said fuck off Mushi Productions, we're gonna do our own shit, and started Madhouse, and they made the first Beyblade anime. Oh, and some other stuff too. Unlike Mushi Pro, they didn't have to start over. They've been going strong till this day, putting out quality left and right, and they're definitely one of my favorite studios, so why not look into their first story? An adaptation of Sumika Yamamoto's shoujo manga, Ace wo Nare, Aim for Ace, directed by Osamu Dezaki. Let me start by saying when I found out Madhouse's first anime was a sports anime, I was mixed at first. How interesting could a tennis sports anime from 1973 be, really? Yeah, it's pretty fun. Let's take a step back though. What is this anime even about? It's pretty simple. It's about a 15-year-old girl named Hiromi Oka who looks up to this god-tier player Ochifujin. She's like, damn, this bitch hot, this bitch bad. She got all the moves, and she really do. So she joined the tennis team because of her sick ass plays. But uh-oh, the club's got a new coach. And he's like, alright, we need new main players. So he abuses them. He gives them rigorous training and is like, damn, you all suck. So he assigns the new main players, and our girl Hiromi is one of them, replacing Otawa Kyoko-san. But this causes conflict, because there were previous main players that aren't too happy about that. And that's the setup for the plot pretty much. Hiromi rejects being a lead player as she believes there's a definitive 5 players who have always been the gold standard, the top of the pick, the cream of the crop, the upper echelon. So her and her friend Maki, who really likes hamburger, attempt to come up with ways to get out of being this new star player. When Otawa asks the coach, hey man, why'd you pick her? He's just like, I know. You don't know? You should know. Figure it out. Then he leaves. He leaves her to cry on the floor. So Ochofujin pulls up on Hiromi and destroys her. Just absolutely rocks her shit. After winning, she questions why Hiromi was chosen and parts with words of what Hiromi thinks is encouragement. This ends up washing away the underlying guilt Hiromi was feeling and changes her plans to doing her best and to be a good varsity player. But it inevitably comes back to not wanting to play, because this leads her into a match against Otawa where she literally assaults her? Until and then the coach is like, alright, I'll tell you. You're not original. Your potential is capped. You're a copycat. Then oh yeah, these are just the first 2 episodes, by the way. A lot of this sounds really dramatic, and that's because it is. It's easy to watch a lot of anime today and sort of brush off a lot of what we see as just decent at times, you know? Characters walking, being sad, playing sports. It's hard to really notice how far anime has come, so taking a step back to a much older work, it's expected to have much more simple and less fluid animation. And for Aim for the Ace, it's very much that, but the animation in the show is sort of spectacular for an anime in the 70s. Sometimes. But for real, the animation in this for a 70s animated show is actually kinda great. It's expressive and has this classic comfy vibe to it. Some scenes are just beautiful, oozing creativity in almost every cut. And this opening? This opening? It goes so damn hard. It's filled with such pleasant sounds, which I can't really say about the rest of the anime. The sound effects are weird and punchy and odd, and it's also their first anime as a studio. It's 1973 and it flopped when it first aired, so whatever. Alright, so picture this. Take your favorite anime and cut its episodes in half. That's what happened with Aim for the Ace. Yeah, the ratings when it first aired weren't too good, so the series was cancelled with half of the original intended episodes. However, 28 years later, the episodes of the original series were released on a DVD box set. But before that, due to reruns creating much higher ratings, the series received a remake, Shin Eisonare, as well as a live-action show and an animated sequel. It was Madhouse's first project. It was considered a failure. It was cut and it was cancelled initially, only for it to be later met with high praise and a landmark for the genre. But what's more important is Madhouse not giving up after this. They didn't can their studio or their efforts. Plus, it was being produced by TMS. It most likely wasn't a huge hit to the animation studio, but it's definitely easy to just sort of want to give up if your results aren't matching the effort. But they knew, with time and genuine love being put into a project, as long as you keep trying to make things you're passionate about, there will eventually be an audience that holds that same level of love as well.